I'm going to go over my recommended follow-up protocol and follow-up routine for final expense Facebook leads, or really any type of final expense lead for that matter, if you're selling 100% over the phone. And also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications if you find value in this, share it to social media, share it to your insurance group so I can help other people excel in final expense telesales. I have a team. We do about 200,000 or more per week selling final expense 100% over the phone. And so I know what I'm doing. And hopefully I can help you learn how to know what you're doing as well. If you can think of anything that I can make another video on, just drop it in the comments. I'm always open for suggestions in the comments of other things that I can make videos on in the final expense telesales space. So first things first, you get a lead, it comes in, either you get it on a spreadsheet or you have it automatically sent to your email as soon as they fill out the lead form on social media, whatever the case may be. Now, you want to triple dial each lead. So I have a 3-2-1 rule. Call it 3 times in a row if there's a ringtone and a voicemail, okay? Meaning you call, it goes, brr, brr, brr. You've reached the voicemail box of XYZ. So you want to call 3 times in a row in that case. I'm gasping because I just like sprinted up and down my stairs like 3 times chasing my dog. 3 times in a row that way, that time. If they don't answer after calling 3 times in a row, you want to send them a text message, okay? You want to send a text message, and I would say something like, hey, John, this is Justin. I'm just reaching out because you requested some information on the state-approved final expense burial programs or whatever else, however it's marketed. I'd love to get you this information. Would you prefer we talk over the phone or through a text message? Now, I am a big proponent of texting people for sales. Some people may watch this and disagree, but I get a ton of I used to get a ton of sales over text message because people may not they may not want to take a phone call. And I have a whole video. You can check the link in the description of this video. I have a whole nother video on how to sell final expense through a text message. And you can check that out in conjunction with this to learn the follow-up tactics for that. But you say that, you can go ask them basic questions about what they need it for, their health conditions, their height and weight, confirm their age, who their beneficiaries would be, ask them why it's important to them now, or like, hey, what would they use this money for, so you can build some sort of a need. And you can honestly just go through and get them rates. If you follow what's in that video, you can go through and give them rates and just say, hey, which of these works best for you? And if they don't pick one right there, if they're like, hey, I'm going to get back in touch with you, then the follow-up game starts to call. If you get them rates and they agree to one, then just be like, okay, cool. Well, it just takes really quick to, I'm just going to help you. I can help you see if you qualify here. I just got to call you. It's just going to take a few minutes. I'm going to call you in just a minute, and then you give them a call. So if they don't answer, though, right, you're going to set to call them later on in the day or depending on when you start calling. I try to call and text twice a day. So triple dial twice a day, text twice a day. And you just want to keep that cycle going, okay? Because the average lead is sold on like the 7th to 12th contact. So do not anticipate your leads are going to answer the first time. Anticipate that you're going to have to call them about 10 times. Between call and text about 10 times before you get a response. Now, text is important because not everybody answers random calls. They may not know who's calling, and you may leave a voicemail. And you can leave a voicemail. I mean, I think voicemail is like not necessary because a lot of people don't even check their voicemails, but everyone sees their text messages, right? That's why text is so important. So I would always text them. Now, the next thing you're going to look out for, if you call someone and it calls and it rings once and then goes to voicemail, just one ring real quick and then goes to voicemail, and then you call them again, another ring real quick and it goes to voicemail. That's what Apple's call blocker does now. So if they have an iPhone, right, and most of the time when I call, if it doesn't go straight to voicemail, meaning absolutely no ring right to voicemail, and it doesn't have a full dial tone all the way, but it goes like, you've reached the voicemail box of, and you call and it goes, you've reached the voicemail box, like a really quick like ringtone. They usually have an iPhone with a call blocker on. So that's a perfect opportunity to text, okay? Because you know that they're not going to get the call. And that's a real thing now that we deal with in this business, is that people have call blockers on their phone that make it really, really hard to get in touch with them. So you can send an email too. If you have the email, I would do call, text, email, call, text, email, call, text, email. As many lines of communication as you can use to get in touch with someone, the better. So, I mean, if direct mail worked forever. So if direct mail works, and it still works for face-to-face, right? It's like the direct mail is king for face-to-face. So call, text, email, have it on a cycle. Now, the reason why I'm not breaking down any automations here, and if any of you have a CRM that you use that you'd like for me to make a tutorial on how to set up those automations for final expense telesales follow-up campaigns, then just drop the name of your CRM in the comments and I'll make a tutorial for it. I'll pay for the CRM. I'll go through the whole thing. I'll learn it and I'll make a tutorial on how you can set up these automations. But yeah, so that's you want to so let me know and I'll do that. You want to make variations of your text messages. So like one that I had that worked really, really well is I would say, hey, we received your application for final expense, the state approved burial programs. It appears you've been pre-approved, and all you have to just call this number below with, you make an 800 number. You can say, hey, just call us back with your application number. Make up a random number. So that we can confirm that this is what I used to say. I used to say, it appears you've been pre-approved and you may qualify for some additional discounts and benefits. Just call the number below and give them your application number to confirm if you're eligible. And then I put application number FB432 or whatever. That's everyone's FB432. And I would have people who would call like right away because they see discounts and benefits, right? So that text message, once again, it says, congratulations, it appears that you've been pre-qualified for a state-approved final expense burial program. It appears that you may also qualify for some additional discounts and benefits only available to you. Or you don't have to say that. It appears you may qualify for some additional discounts and benefits. And then in the bottom of the text, you say, give your application number to the person who answers when you call in or when you return this call, application number, and then just make up some random number. Right? Obviously, it's not a real application number. You're just trying to say, hey, call in. We got a pending thing here where we can hook you up. So that worked really, really well for me. And put some variation in the text messages. All right, you can have, if you go on your phone in your templates. Say we're just saying someone's just calling from their cell phone, right? Brand new agent calling from their cell phone, just trying to make it happen, which a lot of agents do when they start. You can use this to any CRM you have. So if you buy a CRM, you should take the tutorial. You should learn how to do all the automations for it. You should learn how to do all that stuff. Like I said, if you want me to do it for you, just drop a link in the description of the video or drop the name of your CRM and I'll create a video for it. But you want to have some variation. So you want to have those two I gave you right there. You want to have another one, like anything to get them to click, right? There are some discounts and benefits you may qualify for, but they expire in 30 days. Please let us know if you're still interested to learn about these. And then, the other day you requested information on the state-approved final expense burial programs. Just following up to see if that's still important to you and your family. So say things like do you want life insurance? You don't have to say that. But it is getting another one. You applied, you requested information on the state-approved burial programs. We're just following up to see if this is still on your to-do list. That's a good one that you can ask, a way to ask if they're still interested without asking do you want life insurance? So have some variations. Send them a GIF. Send them a meme. Right? So you can send them anything. Like fortune is in the follow-up. Be creative. Creativity follows commitment. So if you want to make a GIF that's or a meme that's someone like super happy and be like, this is how happy you'll be after you get your burial program or whatever, right? Whatever. I don't know. But make something up. You can make it creative. You can make it fun. You can make it funny. Put some personality into it. Stand out from the crowd. Separate yourself. Okay? Do what others won't to get what others won't have. I would do that triple dial and text and email twice a day for 10 days, right? You can do it 3 times a day if you're crazy, but I would do it twice. I'm a little crazy. I would do it twice a day for at least 10 days before you're like, okay, maybe this leads seen better days. So you have to be super committed to your follow-up, all right? And you also want to follow up with sold clients. Okay, so you want to follow up with people that you've sold and ask them for referrals. You want to ask them for upsells, and you want to be in touch with those people that you've already sold because that's a huge customer base for you. So I've had people also ask another thing here. If you call someone, they're like, yeah, I don't have time right now. Can you call back? Just be unreasonable with getting a presentation in. When you get that person on the phone, you have to be extremely unreasonable about getting a full presentation in. I don't care what they say. You do everything in your power to sell them a policy. I sold a lady a policy one time. She was burying her cat. She was out in the backyard burying her cat, and I sold her a policy. She's like, well, this isn't a good time. I'm burying my cat who just died. I was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry for your loss. This is really just going to take a few minutes. And I just kept going. I completely understand. That's tough. That's a really tough time. Sorry for your loss. This is just going to take a few minutes. 25 minutes later, she's going in the back door, getting her checkbook, and I sold her policy. Her hands were probably still dirty. So be unreasonable. Be very, very persistent in your follow-up. Don't give up on these leads, because if people buy direct mail leads, they're going and knocking on their door multiple times a day. They're leaving delivery notices. They're driving by. They're seeing, they're calling to set appointments. So you have to do the same thing. It actually requires more follow-up. So people get into telesales for the most part because they don't want to drive around. The idea is that it's easier, but it's not like you have to put in less effort, right? You just have to be constantly taking action over the phone, over the computer, over text message, being creative. And you have to have enough leads to follow up with. So if you want to get some practice doing this, buy some aged leads, right? I mean, even if they bought insurance from someone before, there's a good chance that they have to add coverage to what they have now, and they don't have enough. And if they could go back, they would have gotten more, right? So 100% aged leads. I'm a big fan of them. I start all of our agents on aged leads. But that's really it. I think I'm just kind of droning on now, because follow-up is not, people make, I don't know, it's just really not an enigma. It's not anything that's mysterious. You just have to call people a lot and text them a lot and email them a lot. That's all it is. Touch them as many times as possible. Keep it legal. Keep it PG-13 here, guys. Don't let your mind wander. But you got to touch them as many times as possible to get them to reach out to you, to get them to engage with you. And when you get someone who responds, even if someone says no, they don't want it, follow up with them. Call them in a few days. Call them in a few days. Call them in a few days. And those people that are hard to sell, you want those people that are hard to sell, because those people that are hard to sell, they're going to pay their bill. Every month, they're going to pay their bill. I have plenty of clients that I remember from when I first started that were like super pains in the butts. Oh my God, this one guy, Gary, he hung up on me like 4 or 5 times, hung up on the interview like 3 times, and he still pays his bill 4 years later. So, yeah, but that's it, guys. I hope you find value in this. Drop any comments in the description. I want to know what else to create content on here. I kind of like run out of stuff, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to recycle old content and make like a new video on the same thing. If you guys can give me some ideas, maybe I'll understand exactly what you're going through, exactly what I can help with, and maybe it is time for me to recycle some stuff. But you want to check out the next video on how to make your own final expense Facebook leads or ads for final expense Facebook leads. It's a full tutorial walkthrough. People pay thousands of dollars for this, but you can get it for free by checking in, tuning into my channel. At least give me a subscribe, please, for that. At least hit the like button, and I hope I can help you change your life.